Good morning, cave dwellers. I hope you're doing well. Tuesday. I thought I'd start the day by making the vlog today rather than leaving it later in the day as I have been recently. That's just been happening because of the sheer amount of work that I've been having to put into regular videos. Work mainly at the moment to do with cleaning the IBMs. If you're a patron, you'll get the first episode of that video this week. It's been mammoth. It's been mammoth. The second episode, we're into Tuesday. Bearing in mind I try to finish videos on a Thursday. I haven't filmed a thing for it yet because all I've been doing for the second episode is just cleaning, as I did in the first episode. But there's no point in me making a second episode cleaning the same machine 10 more times. That's not entertaining. So I thought I'd just clean them up and then do a recap, a video recap, although there will be recapping at the end to show you what's been going on. It's going well so far. I can see 7 over there which I've completed. I've got 3 next to me which I hope to finish up today, and then I've got another pile of 3 which have either been pilfered for parts because they're not working, or I just there's no life in them whatsoever. So I've gone for the easy wins first. That's those that turn on even though they're dirty, and those that turn on and have visible evidence, and there's some very visible evidence, as you'll see in the second video when I film it, of leaking capacitors. And these are machines that are less than 20 years old, so perhaps some either cheap capacitors have been used, or it tends to be, actually I've got a board here so I can show you. It's the capacitors that are closest to the Pentium 4 here, a notoriously hot chip, which when combined with so much dust that there's no airflow to keep it cool, is just turned this into Death Valley down here, and all the capacitors have started leaking on many of the boards. Some are fine, but some have started leaking, and this is definitely a board that's not working at the moment, and probably never will, because if you look at the CPU socket, something seriously bad has gone on there. So this is definitely one for parts. Anyway, I won't ruin the video too much for you. We've had videos sent in still of tours of your collections and your caves, which is great. Thank you for sending them in. So we're going to go and have a look at Ravi's house today. Ravi Abbott from the Retro Hour. I'm sure many of you listen to that podcast, and well, maybe you want to see how Ravi lives. So let's go into his house. I'll grab my laptop and we can watch it together. So here we are, and I have had to mute the start of it, Ravi, because he's playing a Pet Shop Boys vinyl, as you'll see, and that will probably result in a load of copyright claims on the video. So sorry I've had to mute that. But he starts off with his keyboard, which is the exact same one that I had when I decided I was going to learn to play piano. It didn't last very long. The keyboard was fine. That lasted. Just my ability to learn didn't last very long. But it was fun while it did. And then I sold it. But I do still have the MIDI to USB adapter, a very specific Yamaha one, which is no use to me. So Ravi, if you need that, let me know. Ravi, of course, makes his own videos when he's not podcasting, so we can see he uses the Lumix GH4 camera, which begs the question, what's he filming with now? I wonder. And I know Ravi does have a history of working in the theatre, and his family does as well with television and theatre, so it's no surprise to see some old school video cameras and equipment down there. There's that big old Sony camera down there. He's got Discord open. And we've got a Morphos Apple Mac down there. A good use of the last Power PC Macs for sure. Is that a Fractal design case maybe? With a Commodore badge. And then Ravi's sound system over there. Here's the record that I had to mute. Pet Shop Boys. I can't see what it says on the top there, but yeah. And over here, I have been and seen this personally. This is Ravi's CD32 collection. And a few other things thrown in there. The first thing that stands out is Bleem. Who remembers Bleem? That was the PlayStation emulator, a commercial PlayStation emulator that came out and quickly, of course, got embroiled in a lawsuit. And I think there was also Bleemcast, so you could run PlayStation games on your Dreamcast as well. It worked pretty well. I have good memories of it. In fact, Ravi gave me some Bleem stickers. They're on the shelf somewhere. I can't see them right now. He's got Rise of the Robots. He's got, I think that's UFO. Yeah, there's UFO there. Zool, Ryder Cup, Gloom. These are all CD32, or most of them are CD32. The Lotus Trilogy, Brian the Lion. Ravi, are you looking for anything at the moment? I mean, tell us about the CD32 collection if you don't mind. What's rare? What's the thing that everyone wants from the CD32? I know it's not Oscar and Diggers because that came with every damn console. But every system has its rare games. What else have we got? Oh, nice Risk PC advert. Dave Pleasant signed Amiga 30 poster. There's Trevor on the wall. Now, this is where Ravi does his DJing with his two Amigas. Let's just go back to that. So Ravi does a DJ set. He's doing it weekly at the moment. I think that's what he's trying to do in the longer term, but he's certainly treating us during this isolation period. And he uses the PT1210 tracker software. So look up 8-Bit Mix if you haven't come across it already on YouTube, and you can watch his live streams and his DJ sets. And I know Ravi's a keen gardener. So here's a view of Ravi's garden. I don't know if we'll get to see Ping, his cat. Some raised beds there. And I know this is a new thing that Ravi's been inspired by Howard from Dubious Engineering to have a bit more stuff in his shed. So he's got some equipment in there and a little ham radio set up. Again, inspired by Howard. So they're probably talking to each other right now on their radios. Breaker Breaker. That's the extent of my ham radio knowledge, having watched Convoy. He's even going to show us what's in his cupboard. WD-40, bathroom cleaner, gaffer tape, and wasp killer. Everything you need. And there we go. Ravi Abbott from the Retro Hour. Now you know how he lives. And that's based in Nottingham, where he lives, which is a really lovely city. I've only visited it since knowing Ravi. Went for a night out there. And really nice, vibrant city. Although it probably isn't right now while we're in lockdown, or at least I hope it isn't. And it's been a strange time actually on that subject, because our Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, is now in intensive care as of last night, or we're not quite sure when he went in, but it seems like the government have been drip feeding us just perhaps how bad things are for him. But regardless, he's in intensive care, which is it's quite monumental, but it shouldn't really shift the way things are working in terms of the way the country is approaching the virus, I don't think, because the plan really should be laid out. It shouldn't be changing at this point. So I don't think it's going to affect the day-to-day running of things too much. And I'm sure everyone wishes him a speedy recovery. But it's a strange time it will perhaps bring the reality home to some people who perhaps haven't taken it as seriously, to see that the Prime Minister has ended up in hospital. If he has, then, anyone can. So maybe that will drive the message home for some people. But on the whole, it's business as usual here. I'm seeing very few people outside still, despite the lovely warm weather. And life goes on at the moment. And hopefully he'll be back up and fighting soon. Now, what I did do at the weekend was I used my prescribed hour of exercise to go for a nice walk around the village where I live. So I'm just going to leave you today with a video. I'm not going to talk over it. I'm just going to leave you with the sights and sounds of some nice countryside that I'm lucky enough to see. I live in a typical 1960s red brick house in an estate. But I'm very fortunate that I can quickly walk out the back of it and be immediately in the countryside. So don't think I live in some kind of grand manor and this is all my land. I'm just very lucky to live on the edge of a common, and these are some of the things that I get to see. So enjoy the nature walk. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow, or see you in Discord if you fancy coming for a chat there. Links are in the description. And see you later, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.